We are starting here, yes?
So, welcome to UTSU Roma Informal Educational Foundation's 8th District Walking Tour. I am Bettina Pocsai and I'm going to be your guide today. It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Roma and non-Roma together decided to make a change. And they realized that most of the discrimination and stereotyping people comes from the lack of information on the Roma community. So they wanted to provide with that. And this is how the organization came to life. We would like to create a dialogue between Roma and non-Roma. And our main profile is that we go to students, high school students, and we have workshops for them. And we talk about Roma identity and culture as Roma students. And it's already a big thing because these kids don't even know anything about the Roma community. All the information that they receive, it comes from the media or from their parents, and they never met a Roma person before. So it's already a statement to go there and present for them. Feel like this is our mission, to spread news and information about Roma, so people don't use the misconceptions that they are already having against us. So this is very important in our case. And this is our first station at Blaha Luisa Square. Many people do not know that the folk theater was standing here, and this is the statue for the folk theater. It's even saying that it was staying here, and later on became the National Theater as well. But in 1964, they had to demolish, when they demolished the whole building, when they built the underground, the metro system, and they also reconstructed the tram lines, because this is not how it looked before. But I can show you a picture actually, how it looked like. So this is how it was looking like. You see that this thing is right up there, so it's still there. And Blaha Luisa was a celebrated actress who was playing in here. She was also called the Lark of the Nation, because she was singing very beautifully. And Blaha Luisa had a very good connection with the Roma community who was living in back then in the 1800s, because at that time the Roma were playing in restaurants while other people were eating, and she was living very close to the theater itself. And she went to, after she finished her plays, she went to these places and she was singing and playing with the Roma community, and she loved them very much. And as we are talking about Blaha Luisa, I would like to introduce you someone else who I think is also worth a word. And this is Aranka Hegyi. She was a Roma celebrated actress in the time of Blaha Luisa as well. In this photo you can see her in Cinca Panna's costume. Yes. You know Cinca Panna?
Yeah, of course.
So she was playing Cinca Panna in theater, and this is her costume. And Aranka Hegyi has several statues and paintings around the city, but actually no one knows her, and we would like to introduce her to the public as well.
Don't you know, is it true that Cinca Panna created Hungarian national costume?
Yeah, because she actually created the first Roma band as we see it now, the musicians, and then they needed some clothes. So what the Hungarian Roma are wearing now while playing music, it's probably that costume that she created as well.
I heard it.
Yeah. Yes. So let's walk inside.
Yeah.
Have a little bit more inside.
Question: how many Roma are living in Budapest and in Hungary?
Okay, so Hungary is a little bit tricky question, because we have two numbers on that. And that official number says 350,000 people, but with the sociologists who conducted the research on that, they are saying it's 800,000 to 1 million people. In the 8th district itself, the 8th district has 72,000 people, the whole Józsefváros, and it's only 40% of the population is Roma.
Okay. And it's still like calling the district Roma district, because I cannot see outside a lot of Roma.
Yeah, that's the case that we were talking about, is that only 40% of the whole people are Roma, but it's still labeled as a Roma district, and hence it's very bad. The crime rate, it's very high, because Roma are doing all of these crimes, right? So this is why it's a little bit bad, and we would like to show that it's not like that, but it's still a very multicultural place. Because you see in a Chinese restaurant, this was a halal shop, like as we walked by. So there is a lot of people coming here from a lot of countries to stay here and live here. Because of the reputation of the district so bad, these are very cheap apartments.
Nice.
So people come here, even though if they come to, just to study here for a semester or a year, they come here and they rent apartments here. So these streets are like crowded with people from various countries, various ethnicities, various religions. So it's very impressive to come here, look around and experience this actually. What do you think what that is?
Horses.
Horses, yes?
Yes, Roma horses.
Roma horses, yeah, sure. Okay, so people are doing something over there, back on the picture. It's actually a mosaic, so it's not a painting, it's a mosaic. And there are actually two Hungarian artists who claim that they made this. One of them is Dudi Chandor and the other one is, I forgot his name. Anyway,
yes.
And it's a picture about beer. If I want to name it, I would say the celebration of the beer. You see people are harvesting there. There is a carriage with lots of barrels behind it with horses and people making offerings. There is some kind of foam in the corner of the picture. You see that?
Yes.
And it's because this building was a beer factory before. So it was designed by Vidor Emil. And it was made for one of our kings. And it was a beer factory. So when you think about the Hungarian beer Dreher, it was made here.
Yes.
Okay? And now it's just regular apartments. And connected to that, there is a story about one of the famous Hungarian writer and poet, József Kiss, who was very important back then. But they say that he owned an apartment in the third floor in here, and then he eventually expanded that apartment. So almost the whole third floor belonged to him, and he made a saloon and a coffee house inside. And all the literature-related people who were writers, poets, artists, they were coming here and they were kind of making their art and producing art right in here. So this is very important, and many people don't even know that these people are existed, even though this street is called József Kiss Street, just in honor to him, because he was living his past, I don't know, the last few years of his life in this building.
He is Roma?
No, he's half Jewish, but I think that this is, and we think as we created the whole walking tour, is that we have to show other values as well. So not everything that we say is connected to Roma, but it's still in the district that belongs to Roma, Do you know what are these?
No, I don't know who is it.
But what are these stones? Do you know?
No, I don't know, really.
Okay, so these were established for Jewish people who were killed here or whom were deported here, from this house to concentration camps. And we are standing here because of the Holocaust and because how important it is to raise awareness, because many people, especially here in Hungary, they don't really know that Roma people were also taken away. So everyone knows about Jewish people, no one knows about the Roma, the LGBTQ people, the disabled people who were also taken away. And we would like to show the people who are coming to our walking tours that this has also happened to the Roma community, and raise awareness and to talk about it. Because if I think about my case, I was already doing my BAs when I first heard about that Roma were also taken. And I think that this is unacceptable, because people should know what happened and people should talk about it, and it's not in a public discourse, you know what I mean. So usually we talk a little bit about the Hungarian Roma and how they were taken away, because there was actually no order from there was some people waving from me from a car. I don't know him. Anyway, so what happened with the Roma is that there was not an exact order as country-wise to collect the Roma and take them to the camps. But the county leaders, the region leaders were the one deciding if they want to take the Roma people or not. So this is why there are some counties, there are some regions when all of the Roma people were taken away, and there are some parts of Hungary where there was no one taken away. And our old people who are still alive and experience some kind of things like that, they just don't really want to talk about it. So whenever I ask my grandmother, who was a small girl when this all happened, she's just completely shutting down. She doesn't want to talk about it, and I think that it would be important. So this is why we are here. Let me show you a picture from that bag. Because many people do not know that as for the Jewish people, the Red Star, there was a sign also for the Roma. Do you know this?
Yes.
This was basically the yellow star equivalent of for the Roma people. And there are usually 2 dates that I'm talking about at this station for the people about the Roma Holocaust, the Paraimos, depends on the dialect. And the first one is the 16th of May, 44, 16th of May. And it's the Roma Resistance Day.
Yes.
And there is this story about it, that the Roma community, the Roma lager in Auschwitz, had information that the soldiers will come on the 16th of May and they will take them to the gas chambers, and they didn't want it that. So what they did, they collected tools, stones, and everything that they could imagine to be used as a weapon, and when the soldiers came, they fought back. So the soldiers were afraid that if the other parts of the camp will also rise, like the Roma did, then they will have no chance to hold the camp. So they basically just let them alone and said, okay, we are not going to hurt you today. But they came back on the 2nd of August, and basically everyone was destroyed in the Roma lager. And that is very important to talk about it. And also that the Roma were the ones who got the most experimented on, you know, turning with the twin experiments, turning brown eyes to blue eyes, and with women getting their cycle stopped and to not have children anymore. These are very, very strong things that many people should know about. We are here at Mátyás Square, and usually this is our last station of the walking tour. You see that brown building over there?
Yeah.
That's primary and high school. It's called Lakatos-Menyhért Primary and High School, and it is unique because of several things. The first one is because it's called Lakatos-Menyhért. Lakatos-Menyhért was a Hungarian Roma poet and writer, and this is the only school, the one and only school, the first one as well, that got its name after a Roma person here in Hungary. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that unfortunately that school is segregated. So
There are only Roma?
there are around 400 students, and 385 are Roma. This park was also connected very much to the Roma community, because the Roma musicians who were living around this park, they came here several times and played for the people who were, for the public, and also they taught their children how to play music here, okay? Because they were, of course, teaching and learning after the hearing. So there was one old Roma guy playing the instrument, and the kids would follow him, and this is how they learn music, because they had no opportunity to go to school or anything else. So this is it. this is our 8 district walking tour. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming.
very much. I very appreciate that you find time for us, and it
Anytime.
was very interesting information for us, and thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's it.